Hi, Black Cat Demon here, and here's a review of my Kiba white helmet. Now, before I get into the review, I'm going to state this disclaimer. In no way am I favoriting MMPR helmets, USA, or Legacy Concepts. This is my story and what this little helmet has gone through. This was originally an Eric 101 kit that I bought off Ranger Board. It was an unfinished kit. It had a perfect visor, it had the clasps, it had the screws, it had everything with it. Well, when I bought it, my plans was to do it up. Well, what ended up happening was I figured the more I got looking at it and everything, and I was new to this building and everything, or fixing up a helmet, I didn't know what I was doing. And there's a lot of documents out there and everything, and there's a lot of videos that show you how to work on these. Well, I kind of got scared, so I sent this off to Legacy Concepts. Now, what ended up happening was Legacy Concepts, they took my kit, they cut it, they painted it, I got it back. Well, I didn't get back like what I was expecting. I was expecting like my Green Ranger helmet. Perfect. I loved the guy's pictures. He sold me on the pictures. I mean, the body work, everything that he said that he could do, great. Well, what happened to mine was I got it back. There was no pinstriping on it. My paint was tacky, and it was tacky, and it smelled like Krylon. Like when I opened up the box, I mean that's all the house smelled like was Krylon. It smelled bad. But what ended up happening was the paint was tacky. The white was the back half of the helmet, which again, back. This was clear coated. This was not. This was tacky. There was bleeding in these parts right here. There was, I mean, there was like a big gob of glue underneath here. I mean, this is actually, the cut is the original cut. As you can see, one side is cut up higher than the other. So, in the end, I mean, it was, I mean, even the sides here didn't line up. There was off-white coloring here. I got photos. I'll put the photos up so that way when I try to explain, you guys can see. But it ended up getting messed up pretty bad. Now, I mean, I'm not going to down the man's work. He's done quite a bit of the white helmets. He's done quite a bit of the green helmets, the red helmets, pink, yellow. I mean, he's doing helmets. I hope mine was maybe the first oops, the one in the million, the, the mess up of the group. But my helmet was bad. And he did give me a refund, so I got the refund. I mean, like I said, I'm not good down the man because I mean he has helped me out quite a bit on my green helmet as far as with the air holes, how to do the elastic, how to glue it in. He's very informative. He's even informative on some of the paintbrushes to use for pinstriping. I mean, I'm not gonna down him on professionalism or anything. I'm just hoping my helmet was the first fuck up. So I got my helmet back, and it was bad. It did not settle with me. I didn't like it, so I sent it to MMPR Helmets USA. He took the helmet. He ended up having to strip it completely down, go through, sand it, make sure it would line up and everything. He put a hinge on it. I'm not a big fan of the hinges, and like that, he redid it. So he redid my helmet. So what ended up happening was I got my helmet back. He sent the helmet in too small of a box. And the reason why I say it was too small, because I had paint rubbing on the front here. I had a whole bunch of paint chips along the edge. I mean, it got messed up. The keys were broke on the inside. I mean, when we shook the box, it rattled. I should never have signed for it because of it being busted. So the keys were broke. The paint was rubbed off. There was a lot of, like I said, paint chips and everything. So I contacted him about what to do. He said, send it back. So he went back through and he fixed the helmet. Now, I just got this back yesterday. Now, I can tell you a couple of the problems is, again, paint chips. The resin on the top where the hinge is at came loose. The hinges here, instead of being 4 screws, there's 3 screws. So there's 2 here, there's 1 here, and then there's not 1 there. So that kind of moves up and down, which in the long run will cause, paint rubbing. There's a little flat spot here where he fixed it. The gold looks like it's been repainted completely. There's a fingerprint right up in there. There's a little bit of a indent in the black. Uh, his black lines are not pinstriped. This is actually a very fine tape, which it's nice looking and everything, but it kind of worries me because I'm afraid with the paint, not the paint, the stripe being the tape, I'm afraid that will eventually peel up. But I mean, there is like where the gold doesn't meet the white 100% right in there. It's actually under the tape, but I mean you see it. But it's not a bad helmet. You can see some flaws in it. Another downside is the screws. Those are real screws. That is a real screw. There's actually all of them are real screws. But on this side right here, you can pretty much see it. They are pretty prominent. So those need to be filed down before this thing can be worn. Because if you put that on, that's going to be right here in your neck. That's not something you should be putting on a helmet for someone to wear. Because it's going to be by their neck. I mean, there still is a crack by the hinge. I don't know how I could fix that. I'm going to put some elastic straps in here. I'm going to remember what John said about what type of glue to use and what straps to use, because I'm going to put the straps in here so that way this thing is set level, because it is moving. But my helmet came back to me flawed. I set it out and it got fixed. I mean, there still is flaws on it. It's not as bad as what it was originally. I mean, there still is some roughness right here in the white, but that's not going to be seen. That's going to be, set up on a shelf. I mean, from the paint being chipped when it got shipped back, a piece got busted off and stuck right there. The others I could pull off easy. That one is staying on. But it's not a bad helmet. It's been reworked. It's better than what it came back as. But the gap is very prominent. I mean, I wish it was a lot better, but maybe with the straps it might tighten down. I don't know 100%. Like I said, I'm not choosing one over the other. I'm just pretty much saying my helmet came back bad and someone else fixed it for me. Since I got this done, like I said, I know Legacy's been doing a lot of helmets for a lot of people. I know he's been doing them for the Power Ranger community. He's doing one for Austin St. John. So, I mean, I'm hoping and praying and everything that mine was the only mess up out there. So, like I said, I'm not going to say stay away from him. I mean, I will probably in the long run, I probably will buy from him in the future, but right now, I got to get my funds up beforehand. And I'm hoping by the time I buy, this don't happen again. And like I said, I'm hoping mine was the only mess up out there and everything. So this is my helmet. It's gone to hell and back. It's back. It will sit up on the shelf. Because I mean, I love the helmet. This is what's so in helmet. I love the way this thing looks. So this is Kiba White. This is White Ranger helmet. So that's my review, and like I said, I can't choose one from the other. I could put the photos up, but like I said, to each their own and everything. I mean, I'm hoping mine was the only bad one out there, but again, I'm hoping, Legacy has fixed the problem, which I think from his photos, they have been pretty well fixed. So I'm hoping mine's the only fuck up out there. MMPR helmets, I thank you for fixing it, and like that, what the post office did to it, thanks for fixing it. But like I said, I can't choose one from the other. Everyone will have their own experiences from each maker, builder, whatever. Each helmet is different. Each kit will have different air bubbles, different flaws. I understand that, different paints, so again, what my story is might be different from yours. I'm not saying go to this guy or go to that guy. I'm just telling you, mine come back flawed. I had to get it fixed. So, with that being said, I mean, both guys are very knowledgeable of what they do. Both of them have been doing helmets quite a bit. So if you're in the States, you have Legacy Concepts, you have MMPR Helmets USA. That's the only two out there. I mean, there are other people out there on the boards, but I don't know their work. But these two are the only ones I know of in the state. So if you're gonna buy, you can choose one or the other. But like I said, I'm hoping my story is on 1 in a million. Bye.